Hello, my gorgeous group ones. Welcome to your reading. If you chose image one or however you made your way here, thank you for joining me here. You're in the right place. Okay, today's reading is going to be about wow. And I forgot the sticky note on the other side of the office. Oh, Lord. What are people's favorite thing about you? Okay, people, your person, your crush, whatever you want to watch, whoever you want to watch the reading for. I don't really, it doesn't matter. Okay, let me stop. What's their favorite thing about you or favorite things about you? Okay, I've been trying to find ways to do exciting readings. I don't know, like I feel like I've been like a little bit of a funk of not knowing what kind of readings to do. So maybe I'm gonna do like a poll on the channel or something. But I'm just like, what do I want to see? What do I want to do? The world will never know. But this reading seemed to be cute enough, so we're gonna do it, okay? So what are their favorite things or thing about you? Whatever comes through, we'll pick up on. So I didn't have the intention of this song being related to the reading, but it's coming through. These are a few of my favorite things. When the dog barks, when the beat down, when I'm feeling sad, I simply remember my favorite things, and then I don't feel so bad or so bad. But I feel like you could be one of this person's favorite things, okay? So this could be an established connection, best friend connection, romantic, platonic, work. It doesn't really matter because that song is coming through. You're one of their favorite things. So scratch what's some of their favorite things about you. You're one of their favorite things, period, in general, okay? That's coming through for group one. Now, let's get into the tarot cards, I guess. I'm feeling also a little bit all over the place and disorganized. So there could be something here about that coming through. You could be a little bit like maybe not the most, I don't want to say responsible. That's not the right word. Like, you know how some people are like very scatterbrained and they're like, there's type A people, then there's type B people. Okay, that's the best way to explain it. You're not type A, you're more type B, where it's like go with the flow, you're more creative, whatever happens, whatever will be kind of person, and that's one of their favorite things about you, that you're not too, I'm hearing punctual, so maybe you like to be late sometimes, and that's one of their favorite things about you. Or I'm hearing it's something that's endearing about you, right? Because some people like hate being late. Some people hate dealing with people who are late, and then there's people who are like, I just love that you're so unpredictable, right? Yeah, but I keep hearing like scatterbrained, so you can't get your thoughts in order sometimes. It takes a while for you to like say how you're feeling, what you're thinking, okay? Because you like have so much going on. And because this is a reading about their favorite thing, that's something that they like. It's not an insult or something you should be like, why is that their favorite thing about me? It's just coming through. It is, okay? Accept it. But yeah, that's coming through. Let's get the cards out. But yeah, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know, you know what I mean? Like, I felt a little bit confused or disoriented or something like that, you know? So for my group ones, please, Spirit, we have the Fool, which is perfect to explain the energy that was coming through. You just get up and everything is kind of like on the go thinking. It's not like pre-planned, you know? What is their person or people's favorite thing about my group ones? Please, Spirit, their favorite thing. Your cards just flying out. They're very active. We have the Star. That you're an inspiration, that you never give up, is what I'm hearing. Like, you're always waking up every day, getting dressed and excited to take on the world. Like, nothing keeps you down or brings you down. Or nothing keeps you down for long, is what I just heard as well. So you always get up every day and put your best foot forward, right? There's some people who let all of life's challenges and the humdrum that can be life sometimes overtake them. And you kind of like always have a very positive attitude. You could be the person that kind of like keeps the energy, like not light, but you keep the energy hopeful. For lack of a better word. Okay, we'll take you guys. We have the 10 of Cups. Beautiful. Beautiful. And then we have the Three of Wands. So yeah, the way you go after your goals and your dreams, it's definitely a big theme coming through here. The Fool is going after what you want. The Star is also having faith and hope that what you want will come to fruition, that you will get what you want. You have the Ten of Cups, which is actually getting what you want, you know, having everything that you could ever want. And then we have the Three of Wands, which is her, hopefully. This is always my audition card. When this specific card comes through, she just left an audition. She's giving me Broadway girly, right? She just sang her heart out at her audition, and she's hoping she gets a call back. Okay, it could be for actresses or actors as well. It doesn't really matter the thing, but there's something here about you going after your dreams, and maybe you're living proof that going after your dreams is not fruitless or pointless, right? That's the vibe coming through as well. Because you've gone after your dreams, you've gotten it. Because the Star is a wish come true fulfillment card, okay? Or a wish come true / wish fulfillment card. The Star is also about having like an energy about you that people are just always in awe of. Or an energy, an outlook, something along those lines that people are always constantly in awe of. So maybe you've been knocked down 9 times, but you always get back up 10. Right? You have gone to countless auditions, if we're going, you know, following that vein, and you've never been called back, but you still get up and put on your hat and get your bag, and you still go and audition for things because you're not letting 1,000 no's take away from that yes, you're going to receive, or you may receive, right? There's millions, there's thousands, hundreds of thousands of people who want to be the next big thing, who want to be the next actor, actress. Sometimes the person that got the role was better for the job and it wasn't your blessing. And that's something you try to keep in mind. Like, okay, that wasn't my moment, but my moment is still going to come. I'm not going to get hopeless over that. So maybe you've been someone who's been told a lot of no's, or you're never going to make it, or just give up. Why are you still even trying? You know what I mean? And you're someone who's like, no, I'm going to keep trying. Why? Because this is what I love to do, right? So you're someone who definitely follows behind their passions, even if someone's telling you, that doesn't make any sense, don't do that. You're like, I'm still going to do it, but thank you for your input, you know what I mean? You're saying in the nicest way possible, okay? 10 of Cups, people's favorite thing about you kind of make them feel very hopeful. That word keeps coming through. Can we get another characteristic, please? Like, gosh. Okay. Can we get another emotion besides hopeful? Like, I'm just looking at this 10 of Cups, and we have the people who are sitting on the beach. It's kind of like inner child is coming through, so maybe you help people's inner child, like, be released, you know? Sorry if I don't sound as articulate as I usually do. I don't know what's going on today. Your reading, it's just like, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm not supposed to be doing a reading, honestly. I have no idea, because just the energy lately, or maybe I'm just out of practice. I feel like I haven't done a reading in so long, and my schedule at work was so wonky last week that I just don't know what's up from down. I'm just like, confused right now. But we're going to see if I can get to this reading, okay? We have the beach, okay? So you're a reprieve. One of people's favorite things about you. You kind of represent a vacation from life. There is something here about a larger than life, very bubbly, I'm hearing cotton candy, sweet personality that when people are around you, they kind of forget the rest of the world, which is kind of what a vacation is a little break from the ghetto-ness that real life can be, where it's work, taxes, bills, like people always wanting something from you. Like when people are with you, it's kind of like you don't ask them for anything. You don't take anything from them. If anything, you kind of give them a sense of like peace and, like I said, relief and a reprieve, a feeling of safety, of belonging that they don't get anywhere else. And it's kind of like I could just stay here forever. During the summertime, when the water is warm, when the beach is warm, and everyone is outside and they're socializing, and you just feel like enveloped in a sense of security or community. That's what one of people's favorite thing about you. One of their favorite things about you, okay? That's coming through very strongly. So like a sense of family, a belonging, safety, reprieve, security, stability, warmth, community. All of those words are coming through for how you make people feel when they're around you, and that then becomes one of their favorite things about you, or is one of their favorite things about you. Okay, you're very excitable, or you make people very excited with this Three of Wands energy coming through. A sense of like broadening your horizons, new beginnings. So maybe you kind of help people go after what they never thought they could have gone after before. Maybe you're kind of like a hype man or a hype woman in people's lives, where you like make them believe that they're worthy or confident enough or able, capable to do certain things, right? The Three of Wands says put yourself out there and you'll be rewarded one way or another. Not one way or another. So yeah, you kind of help people or inspire them to put themselves out there, no matter the outcome, because it's something you have been able to do countless times, right? Okay. And I'm hearing that song by Cardi B, You Knock Me Down 9 times, but I Get Up 10. I do believe the song is called Get Up 10. I'm not 100% sure, but that's coming through, that song. I look myself in the mirror and I say, we gonna win. Knock me down 9 times, but I get up 10, right? Okay. And the cozy witch is take a chance, for each morning is a new beginning. The star is have faith that healing is in the forecast. So you could have like a very healing energy or presence. That's some people's favorite thing about you as well. Like I said, when they're around you, the rest of the world disappears. Then we have okay, but sometimes it really is all rainbows and smiles. So when people are around you, it really is truly just all rainbows and smiles. There are no conditions, right? There's nothing you're asking of them. There's nothing you're trying to take from them. There's no competition. There's no strife. There's no pain. There's no hunger. Like, it's kind of like a heaven, a utopia is why people want to be around you. Their favorite thing about you is that being around you feels like heaven, utopia. Okay. Now, what else can we get from the rest of the cards? What do people... We have foolish. Maybe you like cracking jokes. You're very funny. With the Fool coming through, we have Aries energy. And we kind of already went over that. Go with the flow. You always put your best foot forward. You don't give up. You don't back down. You don't stop going after what you believe in. You're never going to stop fighting for your happy ever after. You could love animals or animals love you. Okay? Because we have a cat by her foot in the Cozy Witch card, which is the Fool card. And the cat seems to be very happy and content, wanting attention, okay? Wanting to be around her. And then in the Three of Wands, we have the dog, like, pawing at her foot, like, notice me, you know? So you do have this star power, larger than life kind of vibe to you, which makes a lot of sense with the Fool card coming through, because Fool is Aries energy. And I feel like when Aries is around, they are hard to ignore. Whether it's because they have the most energy in the room, they can't sit down. They're always like the biggest person when it comes to like maybe muscles or stature, or they're just always doing something to be noticed. They can't sit still, or they can't not, garner attention. And that's people's favorite thing about you. Maybe you're the loudest person in the room. That's kind of what I was saying with the whole opposite analytical. You're very type B. Whatever comes to your mind, you're going to say it. You're kind of like, you don't want to be placed in a box, right? You're very, I'm hearing character. You're a character. That's people's favorite thing about you. And that also makes a lot of sense with the star card coming through, because the star card is someone who has that star power. Someone who's not going to blend into the background. Someone who's not ordinary. You're someone who's extraordinary. Okay? But foolish is definitely saying that you're funny. Okay? Maybe you're the class clown, right? You were the class clown. You are the class clown. We have choose words carefully. Interesting. Yeah, the way you kind of... You do your own thing. Or you don't want to be... You're a rebel as well, because the Aquarius is coming through in the star card. And with these choosing words carefully, you're definitely someone who, like, you bounce to the beat of your own drum. You say whatever you want to say. You could be very brave, because now that song is coming through by Sarah Bareilles, Brave, okay? But the choose words carefully is you're not someone who's going to hold back what you have to say, what you mean, how you feel, to make others feel comfortable, okay? That's the big vibe that I'm getting from this card here, because this is like choose your words carefully. When I first looked at the card and I saw the expletives, it was giving me you don't choose your words carefully. And it's kind of tying into the carefree vibe that has been coming through for you thus far. So it's kind of like when people are around you, you can't convince them. You're kind of giving cool kid energy, right? So when people are around you, they may want to or feel the need to or called to anyway to like please you and keep you happy, right? And it may not be because you like demand it or you force people to do that. It's just that people just want to see you smile and make you happy. It's kind of like how parents indulge their kids to make their kids happy. Not saying you're a kid or people look at you as like as a child, but it's kind of like people want to please you and make you happy. So whatever you want to do, they're going along with it. They're going with the flow. They're trying to make you happy. You know what I mean? That's the kind of vibe that's coming through here for you guys. And the fact that you don't assimilate to society's like standards of how someone's supposed to act, maybe society standards of beauty, stuff like that is what's coming through as well. But just choose your words carefully. You cuss. And now I'm hearing Miranda Cosgrove. I do cuss a little. And people are like, what's your favorite curse word? Fuck. Like, I hope I can say that on YouTube. If I can't, I'm in trouble. But anyway, I'm not a cursing kind of person, but if you bruh, don't do that. But if you are going to reenact that viral meme, you got to say the word, right? And like probably not. And I'm just like, Miranda, right? So maybe you have an innocent air to you as well, but you also have like a little bit of a wild side. And maybe people's favorite thing about you as well is that you surprise them. Like, and I'm hearing you're delightful to be around. How cute. Because I don't usually curse in general, especially on YouTube, because these videos can live in infamy and people can like, once you put something on the internet, it's there forever. So I'm not going to be seen cursing. I'm not a cursing kind of person. Okay. But I felt the need to, in your reading for whatever reason. I'm sorry, I don't know. I just keep touching my hair, my head, my crown chakra, that area. So there could be something about that. You having an illuminated crown chakra, or people liking your hair. That could be one of their favorite things about you as well. Could just be something as simple as that, Here we have 𝐓𝐶. Didn't I say something about whatever will be, will be? Exactly. That's the kind of personality you have. I'm hearing those are the vibes you bring to a function, okay? And I do believe that living in the moment, don't worry about it too much, don't think about it too hard energy is what puts these people in this utopia vibe when they're around you, because they're not thinking about the bills they have to go back to, the husband that they're having a fight that they have to go back to, the kids that are running them ragged they have to go back to. They're strictly living in the moment with you, wherever you guys are and whatever you're doing in that moment, right? So people kind of get lost in your energy, right? Or lost in your light, if you will, because that song is coming through by Miguel and Dua Lipa. Sorry, excuse me, lost in your light. Now we have share the wealth. And this more so than anything is like giving me mindsets. So whenever you share little kernels of wisdom with people, or you share something new that you've learned about life and how to navigate it, or something you knew from, you're giving me someone who's like taking a lot of classes, who is like very well read. You are maybe very well traveled. You've experienced a lot of life. So whenever you talk, people listen. And you kind of share the things you've been through in your life in that way. I know these are two cards. I'm trying to figure out like how I got stuck together like that. I'm like, this feels too thick to be just one card. And behind it, we have success, fame, and status. So absolutely, that's the energy. You have that star power that people love, that's intoxicating, that everybody wants to be around, right? The popular kid is what I called it earlier. The popular person that everybody wants to be around. That's people's favorite thing about you, because they feel like that when they're around you, right? Like, it's kind of giving, I might say it, not that often, but like popular girl, it girl, lucky boy syndrome. that's the kind of energy coming through right now. Maybe things just always happen for you. Maybe because you keep the faith alive. You always go after what you want. Like, there's a saying where it's like you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, right? You didn't take them, it never happened, and like you kind of like live with a bunch of regret. You guys, on the other hand, take every single shot, and if you miss it, and if it doesn't happen or turn out the way you want, at least you can say you tried, right? Like, I feel like embarrassment or someone saying no is so much easier to live with than what if and regrets, okay? And that's something that people really do admire you for, and why some people's favorite things about you, because you could have reminded them of that. You remind the people in your life that you miss all the shots you don't take. It's best to talk to that cute guy and him potentially be interested in you than you not say anything and wonder what if for the rest of your life. Did he like me? Would I have had a chance? Those what if thoughts are so freaking painful than you just walking up to that person and them saying, oh, sorry, I have a girlfriend. Oh, okay. Or I'm just not interested. Oh, okay. Now you know you have a definite answer and you don't have to go on the rest of your life wondering what could have happened, right? That's the kind of energy that's coming through for you. Another favorite thing about you, another thing that people love about you is you're also like entertainers, what I'm getting as well. You're very entertaining to be around, okay? There's something here about you having a really good personality, or I'm hearing like a very exuberant, out there, extroverted personality for you guys for sure. Because I feel like rarely are people who are introverts really popular. There has to be like a spark of something, a fire in your eye, a mischievous glare, or glint. They would say in like a book or something, a mischievous glint in their eye, right? Or your eye. Maybe you experience a lot of word vomit, where you just have to say what's on your mind and you can't hold it back. Is what I'm getting, because I had to pause the video to cough, and I'm like, I don't know why I'm still coughing after all these weeks. It has to be this funky office. The windows are never open. There's never any fresh air coming in, and like, it's just crazy. So every time I come back after a week and I'm sitting here up in here coughing or sneezing or something, and I'm tired. I'm so if I'm tired, let me stop. You just say whatever comes to your mind, child. There's something here about word vomit, especially with this choose your words carefully card coming through. You just say whatever comes to your mind. Like, you don't really have much of a filter, or you purposely remove the filter. Something like that. You could have some fame and status as well. You could be someone who's actively pursuing I can't talk today. It's annoying me. Sorry, guys. You're purposefully pursuing an act or a career in the arts, the performing arts, okay? Whether it's like Broadway or films or something, there's something about you going after that. And if not, I do believe that the fact that you just have the star quality to you, that's people's favorite things about you. They're gonna be like, you would be perfect for on screen. Like, you would be a perfect actress or a performer because you're so entertaining. And you're like, oh no, if people tell you that, it's for a reason. Nobody's giving you compliments for no reason, right? Especially if you hear it more than once from more than one person or from a bunch of different people, then there has to be some truth to it, right? So if people tell you all the time, oh my gosh, you make such a good actor or an actress or a singer or performer, and you kind of like brush it off and say, oh, it's fine. You're just saying that. No, at a certain point, it's like maybe a divine cue, I feel like, to tell you that that's kind of like a life purpose for you, or that people enjoy you that much that they think you would be good in that kind of career. And especially if you're someone who's like lost and aimless, doesn't really know what to do, that's a perfect thing to kind of look into. Maybe you could start going to acting classes or something. There are even people who do it on social media. They do like little skits and stuff. They may never be in a big, film feature or whatever you want to call it, but they get like some, not validation, but some pride, some happiness, some inspiration, whatever you want to call it. They get something back from like putting their skits or whatever out there on social media. There can be something here about a bloke throat chakra, you not saying what you want to say, which is kind of the opposite of what I was getting. That could be coming through. Maybe I read the energy wrong, honestly, because the fact that I keep wanting to cough and like something keeps getting stuck in my throat could mean that you do choose your words carefully, and I was just wrong. But I feel like it could be a little bit of both. Take what resonates for you. We have ship directions journey. You always know what you want to do and where you want to go next. That's something that people love about you, and that's a part of their favorite things about you. That you always have a sense of direction and purpose, a sense of drive, and having a destination to get to. So maybe you seem a little busy too, because you're always working on something. I'm trying to find what fell over. We have house, relocation, and home. This is tying into the whole Ten of Cups energy, where people's favorite thing about you is you make them feel at home. Okay? I'm also hearing that song Home by One Direction, so you may feel called to go listen to that song. Dun, 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 dun. I'll hold it up. So the words go, make a little conversation. So long I've been waiting to let go of myself and feel alive. So many nights I thought it over. I told myself I kinda liked her, but there was something missing in her eyes. I was stumbling, looking in the dark with an empty heart. But you say you feel the same. Could we ever be enough? Maybe we could be enough. Oh, it's all right. Calling out for somebody to hold tonight. When you're lost, I'll find the way and I'll be your light. You'll never feel like you're alone. I'll make this feel like home. Interesting. So there you go right there. When you're lost, I'll find the way and I'll be your light. That is also making me think of this star card and how whenever you feel lost, the North Star is supposed to help you find your way back to civilization again. Okay? So we have that little bit of something coming through. And then it says, and I'll be your light. You'll never feel like you're alone. I'll make this feel like home. Okay? So there's something here about you making things feel like home. Sorry. Yeah, I keep messing with my hair. There's something here about your hair people love. It could be curly. It could be like you have a lot of it. Something like that. You know what I mean? Or you always wear it and it always looks nice. I don't freaking know. But I had all day at work to be trifling with it. You know, because when I did my hair the other day, sometimes when you have curly hair, you have to like do it in sections. So when it's time for you to separate it, it can separate. Or else I just like take the product, rake it all through and leave it alone. And then when it dries, I have to like prick it apart and it's not as defined as it could be. It's a whole process. I'm sure if you have natural curly hair, you freaking know what I'm talking about. You have to like section it, spray it, put the product in, leave it alone, break out another part. So then when you dry it, air dry or diffuse it, everything seems more like full and defined. Yesterday I was lazy, child. I ain't had time for all that. Or was it Saturday? It was probably Saturday. I literally wet it, washed it, and like raked all the product in, didn't separate anything, let it air dry. And now I'm trying to do the separating today. Even though it's like 2 days later, but I didn't go anywhere on Sundays. So there was no need for me to separate it. And then I also like gave myself like an at-home trim. I don't know if you could tell there's a difference. I feel like they always look like that. I don't know. But I did a at-home trim little thing. People's favorite thing about you is that you take care of yourself. You know what I mean? I'm hearing DIY. So all the things that most people like pay for, like doing your hair and getting trims, like doing your nails or whatever, are all things you can do yourself. I'm also hearing for some of you could like make your own clothes is what I'm hearing as well. But I don't know. I keep bothering my hair. I'm going to leave her alone. Okay. Leave her alone. Love her. Leave her alone. That's coming through, but we talked about that already. There's something here about your hair, okay? And then we also have the bear, strength, and resourceful. So there's something here about you being very strong, which I think we kind of went over already. You get up every day no matter how hard life gets, no matter if you're going through the deepest of the depressions and, you know, you still get up and do something and fight for something and, you know, have something to live for is what I'm getting. So there's like a passion of yours that you want to be known for, or something you're going after, something you're doing with your life that maybe gives you purpose. that people want to find in their life as well. They want to find that purpose of why am I here? You could have found that purpose and they're like, I'm jealous, you know? But your purpose, your drive, your job, the thing that makes you you, whether it's the acting, the singing, whatever, that's people's favorite thing about you. Okay? Whatever you go after in life wholeheartedly, no holds barred, okay? This rainbow is also a sign of hope. It's also a symbol of like happiness as well. So there's something here about you being that for people that they really love. So your profession or the thing you love, your creative endeavors, what I'm getting, is also a favorite thing about you. People's favorite thing about you? I can't talk today, guys. I'm so sorry. Okay, so we have 6th house. Yeah, so your career, the things you do in your everyday life, because people's favorite thing about you, or it's people's favorite thing about you, or who you are in your everyday life. Okay. 6th house is Virgo, so maybe you are someone who is, I don't know, see? This is why these readings can get a little like tricky, because 1 second one thing is coming through, the next minute the next thing is coming through. Because in the beginning I was getting like maybe scatterbrained, and I'm like, oh, the best way I can describe it is you're like more of like a type B personality. Now we have Virgo coming through, and Virgo was very type A, but I do believe there are some chaotic scatterbrained Virgos as well. I feel like I could be one of them, okay, when I'm ready, but I'm also a type A person when I'm ready as well. So there could be something here about those two sides of you like coming out to play sometimes. And people are like, oh, I love how you can be this, but you can also be that as well. You know, a little bit of both whenever you're ready, you know. Just something coming through. Could resonate or could not resonate. But I'm like, I was getting you're more type B, but then you're also giving a little bit type A. So you can be literally both. I'm sure there's people out there who are both. You don't have to choose just one thing. Okay? But here, we have Gemini. So you're definitely someone who's very witty. Okay, you are a little scatterbrained, because I feel like Geminis can or tend to be a little bit all over the place, especially because both of these signs, Gemini and Virgo that I just mentioned a few minutes ago or seconds ago, however long it was, are both ruled by Mercury. So it's kind of hard for them sometimes to stay tethered, because Mercury is a sign of go, 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 talk, speak, move, make something happen, you know? It also rules the Magician, so it's kind of like go, 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 go. And that can be like it can affect the person who's ruled. So you can be ruled by Mercury in your chart, right? So that would make you a Virgo rising or a Gemini rising. Or you have prominent Mercury placements. Or you have a lot of signs or a lot of placements we could go with, yeah. Lots of placements. I tell you, my brain is, she's gone today. But I'm trying for y'all. Yes, you have a lot of placements in Gemini or Virgo, okay? That could be coming through as well. But there's something here about you being very witty, very talkative, very, I'm hearing funny. I'm hearing very punny. Punny. You're very punny, okay? That's definitely coming through with the foolish energy as well. But the Gemini is like, you can't stay and do one thing. Conversations definitely light you up. So the people's favorite thing about you is the conversations you have. And it could be the everyday-to-day conversations with the 6th house also coming through. Here we have Jupiter. So yeah, this is your sense of expansion and making things right. Lucky girl syndrome, because Jupiter rules over luck as well. Jupiter is also always gives me like a career. You know, it kind of gives me 10th house vibes. It could be because my Jupiter is in my 10th house. I don't freaking know. Whenever I think of Jupiter, I just think of 10th house, because when I'm reading my chart, that's where my Jupiter is, right? Or it's also wherever you have Sagittarius and Pisces in your chart. Okay? But the Jupiter is the great benefic. I was going to say benefactor, and I'm like, no, that's not what Jupiter is. Maybe you're a great benefactor. A benefactor is someone who brings positive change into your life. A benefactor, from what I know as well, is also someone who supports your business financially. Okay, let me look up the word and see. Yeah, a benefactor is a person who gives money or other help to a person or a cause. So you're the great benefactor. You represent Jupiter in many people's life. So you could help them expand by giving them the courage to do something, by actually giving them the money, or by giving them the tools, you know? Okay. So Jupiter the Great Benefic is coming through. And I'm also hearing, oh, that's funny because, yeah, it makes sense because we have Capricorn here. I was also hearing Daddy Saturn, but Saturn did come out in Capricorn, okay? So you could be like very business savvy. You could be someone who is a CEO in the making, right? And I do believe people who are constantly going out there, go-getters, doing auditions, stuff like that, want to have control over their own career. They don't want to do the traditional route of like going to school. So maybe you didn't go to school, but you're still kicking ass out there in life, and people are proud of you for that, because in the world we live in, people make finishing college as this big achievement when you can do the same exact thing by learning on your own, but you're just not going to get the credential of having a degree. A lot of stuff that's out there that they're teaching you in college, you can learn on your own, but they just need you to go to the school and get this degree on their time, you know. That's something I was talking about with like my kind of boss here at this job. He's like, so when do you start in school? I'm like, whenever. I'm gonna plan on it, I just don't know when, and I want to make sure I know what I'm gonna go to study, because I still don't know who I want to be when I grow up. And I'm like, I just want to make sure. I know most likely it would probably be for psychology, honestly, because that's what I wanted to do, period, from jump in high school, but I never got the chance to. And he's like, oh, well, you know, you need to get a degree or two. And I'm like, I need to make sure I know what I'm doing first. Oh, no, you don't. I'm like, yes, I do. And in the way society's going, I don't even think, I mean, yes and no. I feel like there's a really heavy, not to go on a tangent, I apologize. There's a really like heavy energy in the world right now to be practical, but also like impractical. So the impractical would kind of be like, I'm the pilot of my own life. What I want, I'm going to get. I don't need a college degree to be successful at all. And then there's the reality of it all, where most of the time you're not getting a job unless you have, you know, someone, that part, or you have a specific degree or multiple degrees. You're not getting the job unless you have specific credentials. And that could be where it's time where there needs to be a balance of, oh my goodness, I'm trying to remember the name of the Moonology card, where it's like you have to balance something in practicality. Like, I don't know if it's like mystic. It's not mystic. It's not, but it's like something having to do with Pisces or Virgo or something, where it's like, yeah, you want all these things in life, but you also kind of sometimes have to go by the book. And if you want a good high paying job, you have to have a degree. But then you're also like, am I not supposed to be able to manifest whatever life I want? You know, it's kind of like a reality and spirituality split down the middle, where they say you can have whatever you want, you can manifest whatever you want, but in this, the reality of it all is also still college degrees are most of the time necessary to get a job. If you are going in and not knowing anyone or not having any connections, it is sometimes mandatory for you to get certain jobs and to make a certain amount of money. So it's like, where do you balance that? I want to go and get whatever I want, but also I may need to get a degree or like learn things on the side and pick up a bunch of different like talents on the way, right? And are the talents that I learned on my own without school just as valid as the ones I may have learned in school? Because like I said, the same things you can learn in school, you could also learn by reading books, right? But then people want you to have a degree to prove that you know these things. And I'm like, I feel like you taking a chance on them, it should be enough. But then some people be out here scamming. Like, you see what I mean? Where do you balance the practicality and the spirituality of it all? Okay? It's very hard out here for me anyway. Here we have, that's what I was getting with the Capricorn energy anyway, where there's a need for you to balance those two things, or maybe not. Anyway, moving on. We have third house vibes, which is telling me you're a very good communicator. Like I said, you could have like a sense of community where you have people you come to or people who come to you or something like that to talk about certain things, topics. I'm getting like a very intellectual vibe about you. A very intellectual vibe about you guys. especially with third house and Gemini, which is the same house. The third house is the house of family, siblings specifically. It's the house of communication. It's the house of local travel. It's the house of, like, I would say, like, the library and stuff like that. Your community, your immediate community is what third house kind of gives as well. It also, like, there's something about yeah, communication. I'm hearing also radio personality. I'm also hearing urban. Something here about like a city, you know, that's kind of coming through. So big city vibes is what's coming through for you guys. Maybe you are someone who lives in a big city. Okay, anyway. That's coming through for you guys, and that could be people's favorite thing about you, that you live in a big city. You may have like a big personality, or like I said, you have a lot of experience with people and things and places, and you kind of know how to navigate that kind of world. Because there's certain people who grew up in like maybe small towns or in not so big cities, and it's hard for them to even fathom living in a big city and not knowing people and trying to interact and making connections and networking. And those are things you could be really good at: networking, getting to know people, talking, asking the right questions, getting benefactors, people to believe in you, to back you, to pay for you, you know, that kind of thing. And then we also have Venus, which makes a lot of sense as well. So you are very beautiful, I would say. There's something here about beauty rituals. Your hair was definitely coming through. Like I said, there's certain things that other people have to pay for that you could either do yourself or comes naturally to you. And that's why people love you so much, or their favorite thing about you, whatever you want to call it. Their favorite thing about you, that you could be naturally beautiful. You're very seductive. You're very like, enchanting, kind of, where you know how to enchant people and entrance people around you, right? And you know how to get what you want. It's definitely a thing coming through. And I do believe that Capricorn, Venus, and this success, fame, and status card coming through is letting me know that you know how to use your talents, your gifts of persuasion, your beauty, your confidence in your favor, right? And that's something that they're also, or people are also, or your person, you know, are also like inspired to do. Like, oh, if she can do that, I can do it too. That's like the whole vibe of this reading, honestly. How you're strong and resourceful, and how maybe watching you live your dream, like I said, helps others want to do the same thing. This kind of cups coming through. But I hope I said everything I needed to say for Capricorn energy. You're definitely, like I said, giving boss, CEO. There are people who would purposely like support you, invest in you, right? Yeah. Maybe you have a nice home, and that's something that people love. I keep saying love. Come on, that's not the topic of the reading. Focus here. One of people's favorite things about you could be your home, your physical, actual home. If you allow people to know where you live, that's what's coming through, okay? Maybe your style, the way you dress as well. Yeah, I think that's everything. And also, what I'm seeing in these two cards, and it's not in every card in this deck, so that's why I'm being called to them, are the little fireflies floating around. Those little fireflies are not in every card. So there's something here about you like lighting up the dark for people. Is the vibe that's coming through as well. Okay. And that's people's favorite thing about you. Now I'm going to end your reading right here. I hope it resonated. If it did, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, join the tribe. We'd love to have you. If you would ever like to book a personal reading with me, you would always get in contact with me. Use my email in the description box below. But I hope you're having a beautiful, wonderful day whenever you're watching this reading. And as always, I will see you gorgeous people in the next one. Mwah. Bye. Hello, my gorgeous group twos. Welcome to your reading. If you chose thumbnail image 2 or option 2, number 2, however you got here, thank you for coming and welcome. You're in the right place. Today's reading is going to be about what are people's, your person, your crush, whatever you want to call it. What are their favorite things about you? Okay? or favorite thing, depending on what comes through. But I feel like we're gonna get a few things. Don't mind if I'm a little low energy in this reading. Okay, I might perk up. I might get to my more animated self, but I don't know. I just feel like tired lately, or just today, I should say. And I didn't do anything yesterday for me to be tired, but I didn't sleep well last night, so that could be, what's making my energy so low. But anyway, let's get into the reading. People's favorite things about you. I was like shuffling the cards and like started shuffling off screen, and one card like flew out, and I didn't feel the need to, I didn't want to put it back, right? So I kept it. And the first card we have for you guys is the Six of Swords, okay? And the Six of Swords says, all aboard, witch, it's time to write a new chapter, okay? So one of the things that people see, how I'm going to say this during the reading, one of people's favorite things, there we go, one of people's favorite things about you is, I'm hearing slow and steady wins the race. How you're always moving forward, moving on, how you never stop. I'm hearing for long. That's funny. You never stop for long. So sorry. Onward and upward. Every time I come to this office, I swear. Anyway, we're not going to get into that right now. I want a whole spiel about that in group 1. But anyway, how you're always onward and upward. Maybe how you're always traveling, because she's literally always traveling here. Like, she's getting her bags together. She's waiting for her ship to dock to hop up on it, right? You're always out there and on the go. Living life to the fullest is what I'm hearing. That's one of people's favorite things about you. Maybe you're always living like a very luxurious lifestyle as well. Because I heard lap of luxury. Here we have Two of Cups. Maybe you're always jet setting with your boo thing, period. You love that. Or maybe you're always in a relationship, or maybe you've been in like a very long standing relationship, and that's one of people's favorite things about you. Whenever they think of you, they think of your person, and they think of like how far you guys have come and how sweet it is. I'm hearing how sweet it is to be loved by you. So that could be coming through as well. This could really be your person coming through, and they love the longevity you guys have experienced as a couple, okay? We have the Broom. You've gone through many deaths in your life in this relationship. If this is someone you're watching for specifically, or just in life in general, you've gone through many deaths and, endings and new beginnings, right? You've gone through many transformations. People have seen you lose it all. I'm hearing have it all, lose it all. You ready for more yet? From Hamilton. And that's like the first song where he's like, how does a bastard, orphan, something, decorated for that, unite the colonies through more debt, fight the other founding fathers till he has to forfeit, have it all, lose it all. You ready for more yet? He's like, Thomas and something Jefferson is the president. Every idea says the president, whatever. That part of the song is coming through. And it's kind of like he has it all and loses it all. Are you ready for more yet? And it's like you could have it all and lose it all the next day, and you're still going to keep striving and moving on and asking and hoping for more, Like, I hope that makes sense. Like I said, you can have it all today and still be striving for more, or you can lose it all today and still continue moving along as if nothing happened, if that makes sense. Like, no matter what comes, and no matter how many seasons and winning seasons and losing seasons you have been through, one thing about you is you have become so many different people, but the one thing about your spirit, it has not changed. That's the one thing that has not changed. Okay? Maybe you're also a very giving person, because we have donations coming through in this Broom card here. And it's like you're always like, you could, you're giving me the person who like sell all their belongings at a garage sale and then go jet set in the world the next day. And then people will be asking them, but what happens when you move back home and you have to settle down again? Like, where are all your things gonna go? Then I'll just start over then. It's not a big deal, right? that sense of spirit you guys have in you, that characteristic is people's favorite thing about you, okay? I just don't want to say go with the flow because I said that for group 1. I don't want to overuse it, but you know, it's coming through in different ways, honestly, but that still go with the flow where, yeah, it's fine. I'm going to come back home and I'm going to move back home when I'm done traveling and I'm going to buy more stuff. It's not that serious. It's not a big deal, right? I'll roll with the punches as they come. I'm not going to sit here and think too hard about it because then you get analysis paralysis. You think too hard about it. You want to plan everything, make sure everything is great and happy. As someone who overplans things and overthinks things, sometimes it's easier to just jump and do it and not overthink it so much, okay? You're definitely the kind of person who's like, I'll worry about that when I get there. I'm not right now. I'm worried about selling all my things, okay? When it comes time to acquiring them again, I'll get there when I get there, right? Here we have the Queen of Swords. I'm hearing your ruthless, also fearless nature. That could be coming through as well. So I don't remember where I left off, but I know we left off on the Queen of Swords. And there's something here about people never have to wondering about how you're guessing or how you're feeling because you're very open and straightforward and blunt. You could also be a little... Move. You could also be a little intimidating. I'll take that as confirmation, actually. But back to what I was talking about. The Queen of Swords, like she's giving like a very intimidating stare in the card. And it's kind of like... this came through another reading. And I was like, she just said her piece. And now her look is saying, now what? Or and what? I spoke my piece. I said what I said. Now what do you have to say about it? Right? Someone who's willing to hear you out is what I'm hearing. Like, hear me out, you know? I'm also hearing listen and don't judge. I do believe the Queen of Swords is going to judge, though. So there can be something here about you, like, looking at certain situations from all aspects and all points. All aspects is what it's called. Thank you. You looking at something from all aspects and kind of like giving your opinion. Maybe you give your unsolicited opinion. Maybe people ask for your opinion. Maybe they trust your opinion. I wouldn't know. But people's favorite thing about you is what you have to say, your honesty, your bluntness, okay? You could also be someone who's very knowledgeable. You're very smart. Okay, so whenever they need to know the answer to something, they're going to come to you. Whenever they need somebody to come to their defense, they're going to come to you. Whenever they need to know the truth about the situation, they're going to come to you, right? There's something here about you maybe being tuned into all kinds of things. Like, how can I explain it? So, maybe, like, I don't want to call you a gossiper. I don't. But it's like if someone wants, it could be just like knowledgeable things, right? You know, we'll keep it like that. But it could be about the tea as well. If you always know the tea. And it could be because people are always coming to, it's like giving Queen Bee vibes, right? How, we're going to use the example of, what was the name of the movie? Mean Girls. How Regina George was the head Queen Bee. And then she had her little minions, right? So her minions would go out there and find out information. And they would all bring it back to the Queen Bee. Which is also reminding me of like just the queen bee and the worker bees in nature in general, right? The natural order of things. The worker bees fly out and get the honey and they bring it back to Queen Bee Central and she's the ruler of it. I don't know what she does with it. I don't think we ever got that far. Or I don't remember what they said in school, but I do know there's a queen bee and she is kind of like intellectually tuned and tapped into all the bees. She controls all of them, right? So whenever they know something, she knows it as well. It kind of gets sucked into her through the network, right? That's what I mean. If someone else knows something, they know because you know, I meant to say, because you kind of hear it or feel it through the grapevine, or people come back and bring you information, right? Whether you want to know it or not. Whether you want to know it or not, you're tuned in and you know all the tea, okay? That is what's coming through for you guys. And that is people's favorite thing about you. And maybe you're also very easy to talk to, which is why you know everything already. You know, like I said, we listen, we don't judge. Maybe you don't judge. But I'm just saying the Queen of boy, the Queen of Swords in general can be judgy. But you may not be, and people know they can come and tell you stuff and it's not going to get anywhere, right? So it's kind of like you are absorbing all the information, but the information is not going out. Maybe you also have like very tight control and reign on your emotions, your actions, your life, okay? And maybe you only allow certain people in, and that's also people's favorite thing about you. Like, I'm kind of getting how, like I said, her little inner circle, Regina George, back to the little people. At her, you know, we had Gretchen, Wiener, and then we had Karen, and then we had Katie. All of them wanted to be top dog, but the closest they could get was as, how can I explain it to make it make sense? They were just happy to be there. It's the best way to say it as well. Because they knew they couldn't become Regina herself, but, you know, it's like, something, I'm hearing Hamilton again. Proximity to power. Something here about being in proximity to power, at least. That they can't be all powerful, all-knowing Queen Bee. They're just happy to be next to the Queen Bee, right? Queen Bee adjacent. That's what's coming through as well. But it's kind of like how they just wanted to be the one she liked the most. They wanted to be her favorite. How Gretchen would come back and bring information. Karen was just there sometimes. She was like a little bit of an airhead. And then we have Katie, who came in and was like competing with Gretchen to be the closest person or her favorite out of all her little, what do they call themselves? I'll be forgetting, y'all. I forget what they called themselves. That little group they had. They all wanted to be the one who was closest to Regina, the one she liked the most. And that could be something in your life where people know that your circle's very small, and they love that. They love being the only people who get contact to you or get access to you, right? And that's how it would be in any kingdom, honestly. The queen knows who I am. I'm friends with the queen, and only a specific, select, elite amount of people can be friends with the queen, right? Same goes for the king. If you're coming through as a masculine energy, like, everybody wants to be friends with the king. He has all the power. And the only person who's close to him and has his ear is his like advisors, I guess you could say, or his queen. So you want to be next to the queen if you can, because she has the king's ear, right? Something like that is coming through, okay? People want to be close to you and like have your ear. They're glad that they're a part of your inner circle. You know what I mean? At the bottom of the deck, we also have the patient witch, which should be the hangman in this deck. And it says, learn to get comfortable with sitting still when necessary. So people's favorite thing about you could be your hair. It could be very curly and very pretty and very long. Oh boy, there's something stuck in my throat today and it's annoying me. I don't want to be coughing like crazy on camera. But there's something here about your nonchalance, your removedness. Maybe your antisocial nature is also coming through. You're not like overly friendly. You don't want to be friends with everyone. You're happy to have a small circle and keep it small. What else is coming through for you guys? What are people's favorite thing about you? Wow, we have the same thing. Some of you could be coming from group 1. Foolish. You could be a little bit of a jokester. I'm hearing you have a dry wit. I'm also kind of getting the lady from Princess Diaries, the queen. So, Anna Thermopolis's, or, what's her name? Anna or Maya? Oh, my goodness. How am I forgetting her name? Mia. God. Don't mind me, okay? If any of you are diehard Princess Diaries fans, I was getting my life together, I promise. Mia Thermopolis. What did I say? Anna or Maya? Lord, sorry. Somebody's name can be Anna or Maya, honestly. You can have like a very regal name, like a very traditional, clean kind of name. royals, what I want to say as well, royal name, you know, how the royals keep, you know, their name, their children's name very short. Like, what is the name of the most recent baby they had? I mean, the girl. I forget what they named her, but they always give them the same boring names, right? There was Queen Elizabeth. Then there's like, what are the other ones' names? Like, I swear I know them, but I'm blanking right now. Like, her name is Princess, what's her name? Princess, can't remember, but anyway, those kinds of names that you would be hear in the royal family, you know? And it's right at the tip of my tongue. Like Eloise and, you know, so high society names. That's what I was trying to look for. Very high society royal kind of names. You could have those kind of names. But Mia Thermopolis' grandmother, the Queen of Genovia, is the kind of air you guys are giving me. How she was always very proper, very well put together, you know? But she had her moments of like having her dry wit, but most of the time she was very responsible, very regal, royal, and in charge, right? Very well read, very well mannered, you know? We have cut ties. Yeah, this is making a lot of sense with the Queen of Swords. We're going to put this under there. How you're not scared to cut ties with people, right? How you're not scared to be on your own is also what I'm getting. People's favorite thing about you is that you're not scared to be on your own by yourself in your own little world. Okay, I'll take these two. Here we have jackpot. You can have a lot of money or make a lot of money. Yeah, that's literally what this is saying. The broom, which is the death card, tidy up your life so you can make space for something better. That's cut ties. And then here we have jackpot coming through as well. Something here about you having a lot of money, being very successful, maybe. And then here we have this could be bad. You could have a bit of a temper, okay? Or people like are scared to be on your bad side or make you upset with them because they don't want to be potentially cut off, right? They're scared of this. Oh boy. They're scared of this possibility is the word I was looking for. They're scared of the possibility that you'll cut them off. So they try to be on their best behavior. Because you're not someone that people want to lose. You have this money. You have this prestige. You know what I mean? You are in rooms that they can't even fathom being in, right? You know things. You do things in a very specific way. And people just don't want to get on your bad side, essentially. Now, with this Two of Cups coming through, it says some people are like the pumpkin to your spice. People love that you get along so well, that you have a lot in common, right? So besides the example I used earlier of you having like a very long relationship that people love to see you in, they love to ask like, are those two still together? Yes, you know what I mean. You become kind of like a celebrity couple in your circles, where if you guys were to ever break up, your friends would like stop believing in love. You know what I mean? But for others of you who are singles or Pringle people, okay, there's something here about you guys like being the peanut butter to people's jelly, okay, being the pumpkin to their spice, being the, I don't freaking know. What are two peas in a pod, right? There's just certain people you meet in life that you just get along with so well. Like you get on swimmingly is the saying, right? And you agree on everything. You have the same taste. You have the same mannerisms. You have the same interests. You have the same hobbies, right? You have the same opinions. And it's just certain things like that make people like you, oh my gosh, their favorite person. Lord, I'm getting so annoyed with myself, guys. I just, ugh. And this constant sniffing is not helping. Lord. Anyway, some people can deal with allergies. I don't know what to say. Okay, sorry. Yes, the fact that you guys get along so well, that you guys make people feel like complete is the kind of like you're the other piece of their puzzle is kind of what's coming through. That's what people's favorite thing about you is, that the things you guys have in common. They can come and talk to you about the newest book they're reading, the newest K-drama they're watching, the newest celebrity gossip, all those kinds of things. People can come to you and talk about that and feel like they have a place where they belong, you know? And if you come from group one, that kind of came through group one as well. So, yeah. Okay. What else are we going to get in these cards? What's everything about you? Wow. Cycles will keep. Oh my. These are too many. We have groom, husband, marriage, and I'm seeing flowers here with romance and sweetness. So there's something here about your love life that keeps coming through. That's one of people's favorite things about you, okay? We have heart, love, and new love, right? So maybe you're falling in love right now, or there's already a love. And then we have desire and attraction. Wow, these are sexy cards. I mean, I guess you should take them, right? They came out. We have old man, inheritance, male. With this jackpot coming through here, people could love your money. You could have an inheritance, you come from money or something like that. And the people in your life who know that are like, yeah. Like, I know if my friend got it, I'm going to have it too. So I love being that friend for them, right? Being in their life, knowing they're going to take care of me. That's funny. Okay. Like I said, snake, desire, and attraction. People's favorite thing about you is that you're very sexy and desirable, right? Or the fact that, like I said, you are a hot commodity, but you're only theirs. So I feel like a significant other is coming through very strongly in this reading, because we have it coming through a lot in the cards. But it's like, I'm just glad they're mine. Like, I'm a lucky bastard, you know? To have this person on my arm, right? To have been the person who they fell for, they want to be with, and the fact that I've been with them for so long, or that I'm going to be with them at all, it's just like very, just like, you know, awe-inspiring. Like, this is my person, guys. Like, we have so much in common. I really love them. You know what I mean? It's so easy to be with them. It's kind of like when we're together, there's no effort, you know? There's desire, there's attraction, there's all the things you would want in a connection, and we could just be goofballs together. Like, what more can I ask for? That's the energy that's coming through here. They're sexy, they're intelligent, right? We can have conversations. Everyone loves them, but they're mine. Like, period. We love this, okay? That's the big vibe coming through for you guys here, okay? But for others of you who don't have a connection, and you're not here watching for a connection, there's just something very attractive and desirable about you, okay? Boy. Now, here we have heart, love, new love. We kind of went over this already. You could have like a really big heart. That could be something coming through as well. You have a good heart. Now, here we have groom, husband, marriage. Your husband and your marriage could be people's favorite thing about you as well. Like I said, you could be like an it couple in your circle, or just in general. You could be like a very attractive couple. There could be people who want you and your partner together. Like, if that's the only way they would be able to have you, is if they would have to be with your partner as well. They would jump on that, right? In more ways than one, right? See how I was saying you were very punny? Was I saying that for you guys or group one? You see? Right? Yeah, okay. Anywho. Cycles and change, the moon coming through here. This is that Six of Swords, how you're always going through change and like taking it like a champ, right? Or dealing with like a champ. Here we have the Dove. We have peace and serenity. And I do believe the Queen of Swords is like a very unbothered queen. I don't think she lets much get to her. I think she more so aggravates other people and like rubs everyone else the wrong way. But she's just sitting there minding her business and making people upset. And she doesn't really care. It doesn't affect her in any kind of way. That's what this peace and serenity is kind of giving me. But you're also like a very peaceful person. She doesn't like to keep the order, right? So there can definitely be something here about you like laying down the law and keeping things very orderly in your life, in your friend group, in your friendships, in your family. Like, you're the person that is like the immovable mountain, where no matter what is going on around you, nothing is like shaking your core. You're keeping it all together, right? Okay. And people could like be at peace around you as well. Because like I do believe, okay, I have said it a few times, I'll say it again. We listen and we don't judge. So maybe you do listen and you don't judge. Okay, maybe sometimes if it's you need a little bit of judgment, you'll judge. Okay, but you could be the kind of person who's like, hey, tell me what's going on, and I'll reserve my judgments for after. Or if it's that like serious, I won't say them at all. Okay. But the Queen of Swords is gonna have an opinion, whether you ask her not to express it or not. It's gonna be there. Is the vibe that is always coming through for the Queen of Swords. Now, now he's saying mountain. The mountain is here. I promise I didn't look down and see it. I just said mountain. Now we have it. We have challenges and achievements. Yeah, you're definitely a mountain. You're immovable. You're strong. You're structured. You're disciplined. Right? You're loyal. Then we have the coins coming through again. Luck and money. So you have money as well. Period. Period. And the last card we have is old woman. Aw, look at the little divine counterparts coming through. It's the old man and the old woman. Yeah, that keeps coming through for you guys. Love. There's a partner you guys have in your life. It could be a best friend. That's a soulmate as well. It could be an actual partner. It could be someone you're falling in love with, or someone you're already in love with, someone you've been in a long-term connection with, someone you're still getting to know. It doesn't matter. There's something here about you being like that token or that pillar of love for people. It's kind of giving me how Iris and Barry from The Flash, a TV show, were like ended up being the paragons of love in one of the episodes where it was the end of the world, and all the cast from all the DC shows on CW would come together, from Supergirl, from DC Legends of Tomorrow, from Arrow, like all of them would come together and like do like a crossover episode where the world was ending and you needed all the great heroes of the world to come together and that kind of thing. And one of those like crossover episodes, Barry ended up, and his love for Iris ended up being described as like the paragon of love, So their love was like transcendent. Their love was like so pure, so beautiful, like the end all be all, whatever. They were the example, I guess you could say, the pillar of love in that world or universe, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, we have the old man, inheritance, male, and then we have the old woman, sadness, and female. So maybe you help people who are sad. That could be something coming through as well. You help people when they're sad. And I love how they have them both hobbled over. Like, excuse me, not everybody old is hobbled. Some of them, most of them are. Okay, let's get some dice and see what else comes through for you guys. So you guys are very wealthy, is what's coming through. You could be like very rich in love, and people think you're very lucky to have found a partner. They think you're very lucky to have found a dream job. They think you're very lucky to have found your purpose in life. They think you're lucky for something. It doesn't matter what that luck is or embodies. It's people think you're lucky. And that's your favorite thing about you, especially if it's like a love connection. People are like, I know I believe in true love because of what group 2 has or what they have found, right? Or I know I found true love. There's someone who loves me out there because I found my group 2s. And they're the best friend a girl or a boy could ask for, Here we have Aries coming through. So some of you could be Aries. This could be confirmation that this is your reading. Okay. Aries, it's like a very driven, go after what you want, athletic, brash individual, doing whatever it takes to get whatever you want, maybe using a little bit of underhanded techniques. I do believe that goes really well with the Queen of Swords energy that was coming through here, where you're using your brain and your brawn to get where you want to go. Wow! We have Aries coming through again. Wow. You could be someone who's very athletically inclined, right? So someone who's like very fast, you have a lot of energy, you're good at sports, you're naturally agile, right? Something like that. Maybe people's favorite thing about you could be your body or your looks, so that keeps coming through for whatever reason. But yeah, Aries coming through twice is crazy. So that's another confirmation for my Aries. Now we have Mercury. Okay, and this is that funny humor coming through here, that witty energy coming through in your reading. Mercury is also the messenger, so you could carry messages, or people carry messages to you, whatever you want to call it. You could be a little bit gossipy, you could be a little bit petty, because now I'm hearing, whenever I think of Mercury, I always think of Loki for whatever reason, from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. because he was someone who was always in the know. He was always someone who was going from group to group and figuring out all the tea and kind of like using the information he knew from the good side, which would be from his brother Thor, to the bad side, which would have been with the, is it the crux or whatever those alien people were called that he was like a, born from or related to, whatever you want to call it. He would go between the two of them and like play the field essentially to get the best outcome for himself, you know? So you could kind of have like that little bit of like vindictive energy to you, vindictive air to you. But since this is a reading about what's people's favorite thing about you, I don't think it's going to be seen as a bad thing, honestly. Now here we have seventh house, which is a romantic connection coming through again, marriage, love, union, okay, relationships. Your relationship is some of people's favorite thing about you. Some of people's favorite thing about you, okay. Here we have South Node. So this is like giving me overcoming your past is what's coming through for you guys specifically. But it could be just, I'm hearing growth. So it could be just people love your past. Your favorite thing about you is the past that you share with them is what I'm getting as well. Like you share a past with a specific person in this reading or multiple people coming through or the people, the persons, whatever. The past you guys share what you've been through, what you've gone through as a person or as people, as a group, as a couple, as friends, whatever you want to call it. It's something that people, their favorite thing about you is the history here. Because South Node is past life energy. So, you know, there could be something here about, you know, past life connections. If you're watching for a specific like romantic connection in your life, I'm hearing that song by Rabel, WRABEL. He's like, I must have known you in a past life, and you love me so good I have to love you twice. And then he goes on to say, I guess I'm falling in love with you. I guess I'm falling like a shooting star in the sky. I swear to God, you open my eyes. Yeah, you make me believe in love. You make me believe in magic. So that is coming through for you guys here. Okay. Let's see the last dice. And this is fifth house energy. So you are very fun. This is definitely getting like very gossipy. We're hanging out together, walking and getting ice cream, talking, chatting, laughing, hanging out energy, you know, going to the pool, going to the beach, going to the amusement park, right? Going to the movies, stuff like that. You're the person or the friend that people love to do hobbies with because you kind of make everything fun. You make everything an adventure is what I'm getting as well. Okay. Fifth house is also, I love how I didn't even show you the card. I'm so sorry. I've been looking at it for the past however long. We have flowers, sweetness, and romance. So people could love how you're romantic at heart, how romantic you are with your partner, how romantic you are with your friends. It doesn't really matter. But that fifth house is the house of romance as well. And we have fifth house and seventh house, which are the two more romantic, relationshipy, lovey-dovey, where are you? Dice in the deck. Fifth house is dating, romance, okay? Seventh house is relationships and marriage. So we have both of them coming through, as well as the heart with new love and the flowers with romance and sweetness. So people's favorite thing about you is that you're very romantic. You could be romantic at heart. That could be coming through very strongly as well. You're a true romantic. You believe in love, long-term love. All that stuff. Like, I don't know what this old woman represents. Like, sadness and female? Like, whatever do you mean? Like, it's not making sense with all the other cards coming out. But I guess just to be the counterpart to the old man here, we'll take the old woman. But, like, sadness, female, huh? There could be a sad female in your life that really appreciates you because you bring some kind of light. You lighten their load, right? It could be like a heavy sadness or burden they bear. And whenever you're around, they kind of are able to like forget the world, you know? And like I'm hearing a song, but it's not fully coming through. Oh, I'm hearing I'll stop the world and melt with you. We've seen the difference and it's getting better all the time. There's nothing you and I won't do. I'll stop the world and melt with you. That's from Sky High. And that's funny because in that movie we did have the main character dude and the best friend that was in love with him for all these years. He never saw that by the end of the movie they were like in a couple or something, you know? That could be something coming through for you guys very specifically, that you could have like a best friend or a secret admirer or a friend in your life that loves you, like romantically. And yeah, you could be with someone who was a friend and turned romantic as well. A few different scenarios coming through here. Just take what resonates for you guys, please and thank you. But yeah, I think that's the song that I was hearing. I'll stop the world and melt with you. And I'm hearing, tastes like strawberries on a Sunday evening. And you sound just like a song. Whatever the song. I want more berries. And that summer feeling. Feeling magical and warm. Breathe me in, breathe me out. I don't know if I could ever go without watermelon sugar high. So watermelon sugar is coming through by Harry Styles. So you give people like a high, a sweet high. And that's their favorite thing about being around you. Maybe you are sweet, or people eat a lot of sweets around you. You eat a lot of watermelons and sugars and gummies and whatever. It's like giving, a feeling of summer is what's going up through my mind right now, because the watermelon sugar song is about summer, but with strawberries coming through just only ripe during summer, right? I feel like the best strawberries are ripe during summer. Then we have watermelon, which is also a summer fruit, and you will find them at maybe barbecue, right? At the beach. And then we have like gummy candies and cotton candies, and you just feel like a summer day where we're outside eating those freaking red, white, and blue, not blow pops. What am I saying? Blow pops can be important. Those red, white, and blue firecrackers, I think what they're called. The ICs, you know, that we used to eat as kids. If you grew up in America, every 4th of July they would have the firecracker, the red, white, and blue ice popsicle sticks. And that's also giving me summer, right? Where you're outside barbecuing and you're eating hot dogs and burgers and it's hot outside and it's just like fun. Summer vacation is the energy coming through for you guys. That's people's favorite thing about you, is you make it feel like they're on a summer vacation. And I love how the first card we had out was like 6 of Swords, and that's kind of like going on a vacation. She's waiting for her boat. And then if you came from group 1, that also kind of came through in group 1, okay? So I mean, hold on. I feel like I could say more, right? Like, you know, summer when you're out with your friends, it's the days are longer. There's no school. You're spending all day with your friends, running after the ice cream truck, getting ice cream, sitting in the park all day, talking, hanging out, playing games, playing sports. Like, that's the kind of energy. That's the energy you bring. And I think that's what people really love about you. I just feel the need to, like, elaborate on that. Yeah. Okay, now I'm done. I'll leave your reading right here, though. I hope it resonated. If it did, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the tribe. We'd love to have you. If you would ever like to book a personal reading with me, you could always get in contact with me. Use my email in the description box below. But I hope you're having a beautiful, wonderful day whenever you're watching this reading. And as always, I will see you gorgeous people in the next one. Mwah. Bye. Hello, my gorgeous group 3s. Welcome to your reading. If you chose thumbnail image 3 or option 3, however you got here, welcome to your reading. Thank you for joining me here today. Today we're going to be getting into what are people's favorite things about you. So we're going to, whatever comes through, whatever I pick up on, I'm going to tell it to you straight as always. And yeah, that's what the reading is going to be about. This could be a reading about a crush, a lover, whatever you want, a friend, a specific person, a family member, a friend from 15 years ago that you never seen again. Like, it could be about anybody, honestly. And we're going to get into their favorite things about you, okay? It'll be more than one, I promise, which is why I'm elaborating with things, plural, okay? So for my group 3s, please, maybe you're like a very chill person. I'm hearing very mellow. I'm hearing lo-fi vibes. So maybe you like listening to lo-fi. What I think it's lo-fi. LO-FI. Where it's supposed to relax you and soothe you. You know, lull you into a sense of like calm and security, right? And your cards are also flying all over the place. That's more than I was gonna get for any other group. Let's leave it at that. We have 4. Oh, that's perfect. Okay. So we have strength. I'm hearing you're the quiet, strong but silent person in your friend group. That just came through very specifically. You're the backbone of everybody, where you make sure everybody's happy, everybody's feeling safe, everyone feels very secure around you. You're definitely the person that everyone comes to for like help or support. It's vibe that's coming through. But this strength card is definitely giving me someone who people like bare their souls to, and you kind of like carry their demons, you carry their heavy weight, you carry their secrets, is what I'm getting as well. I do believe the quiet people tend to carry this burden because they are never like too much. They don't over talk. They don't over stimulate. They don't over anything. You know what I mean? They don't talk over, do over, be too much for people. So people tend to just like, you know, treat them like a, how can I call it? Like a dumping thing. Like people just want to come and dump on you, trauma dumping station. And they just like leave because they consider you to be like the strong friend, the one who's so strong and nothing bothers them. So they just continue to pile on. There could be something here about you needing to create boundaries in your friendships or relationships when it comes to that, because being the strong one can, yo, don't get me started. Like, there's only so much you could do for someone. You can't just sit there and be like a dumping station for them to dump all their traumas and be like, yeah, so same time tomorrow. Like, no, I will cut you. Like, don't play with me. Like, I just realized that I'm not wearing my necklace. How unlike me. I was rushing this morning, honestly. Actually, I kind of wasn't, so I don't know what my excuse is. But it was somewhere that I don't remember. But see, maybe you're a little bit forgetful, or maybe you help people remember things they forgot. Okay? Oh, boy. I'm kind of like hearing, like, you know, when your friend is with a person that she's not supposed to be with, you're the one reminding her all the reasons why she shouldn't be with them, why she shouldn't trust them, why they're not a good pair. So people put a lot of burdens and responsibilities on your shoulder, whether it's friends, family, lovers, it doesn't really matter. But you're strong enough to bear it. You are, but just be careful with that, because you're going to be sitting there like, who's carrying your burdens? You're carrying yours and everyone else's. That's not cute, guys. I don't like that for you. No one should have to bear all those burdens for everyone and not be able to, you know, have someone in return, right? So be careful of those friends who are just like, oh, but you're just so strong, and oh, but you do it so better. Like, nah, get your booty down here and help me carry some of this load, huh? Okay. Anywho, it says, it takes great strength to be soft. Maybe you are the very soft friend, which is why, you know, there's a little bit of here, like not a goody two shoes, but just like a person who may have a hard time setting boundaries and not letting people like trauma dump on them and leave them in the dust, is the vibe that's coming through here, okay? Because they're like, it takes strength to be soft. That's not all the strength card is about either. The strength card is about overcoming things that you never thought you would overcome. It took a great, immense inner and outer strength to overcome those demons that were beating your behind in the beginning. And now that you've overcome some things, people think, oh, she can handle my trauma on top of that. No, I cannot. Handle your own trauma. Okay? I have enough to last a lifetime. There's no need for you to come and dump any more on there. So people's favorite thing about you is that you are a soft place to land. You are definitely not the type of other cards came through. We have the 8 of Swords, exactly. Like, I didn't want to be negative about it, but I'm like, they're like, oh, she's the perfect person that I could just come and say whatever I want and then leave those burdens on her going, you know, which leads to the 8 of Swords, which leads to you being more like reserved. And I feel like I'm hearing overwhelmed, overstimulated. So sometimes you get very overstimulated and don't know how to tell those friends, F off! Like, I'm not feeling good today. Like, you don't know how to uphold those boundaries that you need when you're someone who's very overfeeling, someone who cares a lot, you know, someone who wants to help everyone. you know? And I'm seeing 555. So there's something here about, your ways you need to change. We love you for being there for everyone. We love that, group 3. I love that for you. I'm speaking to myself in some instances. I'm the same way. Like, pour it all on me. I'm strong. I can handle it. But then who the bumper is handling my stuff? Nobody. Because those friends weren't even strong enough to handle their own stuff. How are they going to handle my stuff? Like, you need to have someone or outlet where you can, like, just, like, blow things up. That's funny. You can have, like, a very volatile side that people love to, like, see come out sometimes. Maybe you have, like, a sassy side and you don't really show that often. And people, when you quip a quick joke at someone else's expense, they're like, what do you, like, you have that in you? And you're like, yeah. I'm like, I had no idea. Of course, you never asked, So you have, like, a little bit of sass, a little bit of spunk in there somewhere, but it doesn't come out too often. But they do love when it does come out. That's that one of the things, they're your favorite things about you. They know that if they're your friend, they know you have that inside of you, because you're able to, if you've known someone for long enough and you are, like, a true friend, right? That's also something else coming through. True Friend by Hannah Montana. You're a true friend. You're here to the end. But anyway, when you are a true friend to someone, they've seen all your sides. They've seen you cry your eyes out. They've seen you go through breakups. They've seen you in your wins. They've seen you in your losses, right? Like, I'm hearing Will You Be There by Michael Jackson, the poem he does in the middle of the song. He's like, will you still care? Will you be there through my trials and my tribulations in my darkest hour? Like, all those things he's saying. Are you going to be there for me during my darkest hour and my hard times? It's always about you, right? It's never about me, okay? Where was I going with this? I don't remember. I truly don't remember. Where was I going with this? Yeah, so you have a friend who has seen you through all those things, they have a bunch of different aspects to them. But even so, knowing your friends so well, you also know that they are a little bit of a pushover. You also know that they're not going to sit there and hold you accountable for certain things you continue to use unless you set certain boundaries. Okay? Group 3. So maybe your friends like you set boundaries, but I'm not really in that big vibe. My intuition is saying, right? You're the friend who your friends know can get crazy and crunk when you're ready, but you don't do it enough for them to be scared of what would happen when you blow up on them. And I do believe it's kind of like boiling underneath the surface. You get to points where you kind of explode and go crazy sometimes, but it's kind of like you don't do it to them, right? You don't hurt them. You maybe hurt yourself, maybe internalize hate or anger or something like that, or self-sabotage. Like, you get angry, you blow up, but it's never towards anyone else. It's always towards yourself, which is also very dangerous, guys. Please stop the madness. Like, I don't like that for us, for you. But, at least I feel like you're seen. Like, people know that, but it's not a good thing. It's a good and a bad thing. It's so good to be seen, but like I said, it also allows for room to be taken advantage of, guys. Okay, so just be careful with that, please, and thank you. The next card we have is 5 of Wands. A good coven lets every witch have a say. Maybe you are someone who lets everyone has a say, but maybe at the own expense, or maybe at your own expense is what I meant to say, I guess. Like, all your friends can say what they want to say and have an opinion, but sometimes you don't state your opinion. You kind of like keep it to yourself. Anyway, the next card we have is King of Cups. Always compose yourself before giving a response. Yeah, people always see you as composed. They always see you as diplomatic. They always see you as loving and caring and, trying to dote on everyone. That kind of energy. And those are their favorite things, but I don't like how I'm feeling about this energy, guys. Like I said, it's good to be there for your friends, but when it gets to a ridiculous point, it's time for you to dip into it. It's time for you to go. Because, okay, you love your friends, but screw them for not asking how you're doing once in a while. You know what I mean? This King of Cups has so much capacity to feel and has so much control and a tight rein over his emotions. People would never know that he's literally breaking down on the inside, but they would still come and ask him for his last dollar. And you know what? You would give it to the person. But what about you, group 3? What about you? You are freaking, what do they call it? Oh boy, a martyr could be a word. A goody two shoes could be another word. It's like you do everything for everyone, like at the expense of yourself. It's crazy. And you're exhausted by it. And I feel like the people in your life can feel that sometimes. Okay. Maybe they want you to open up more. I don't know, but you definitely need to assert boundaries, whether they ask you or not. Like, we need to get it together out here, okay? But the King of Wands, like I said, has such a tight rein on his emotions. People don't really ever know how he's truly feeling, and that could be people's favorite thing about you. And I mean, I would think so if it allows them to take advantage of you or constantly dump onto you and not like give anything in return. Like you're constantly out here giving out free therapy sessions, which cost hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars, might I add, and you're just doing it for free. And it's like, get compensated. You're not even getting that in return. Anyway, so the your ability to keep yourself composed, to have a tight controller rein on your emotions, are people's favorite things about you. That you're very strong. Inner strength, outer strength is coming through. Whew, boy, I feel like I'm getting a little lost in this energy right now. So I need to just like give me like a second, please. Look, I'm getting that dissociating energy that I feel sometimes where I'm talking, but it's not making sense to me. Then I would watch it back in a reading and I'm like, oh, you made perfect sense, but I'm like, I'm drifting away. Hold on. Whew, I need to get it together. Sorry. That could be something that happens to you as well. Just for confirmation's sake. So for you guys, you have like very chubby cheeks. Your blush could be something people's favorite thing about you. That you express yourself through makeup, babe. That you like to wear a lot of blush. That you're like unapologetically yourself. This Eight of Swords is like stop overthinking it and just do it. And this Five of Wands is a good coven, lets every witch have a say. Yeah, there's something here about maybe you overthinking how much people care about your feelings, but not. I feel like I'm making this about like advice, and it's not supposed to be about that. But there's like a lot of ghettery going on in this reading that I feel like I must point out. Okay, so it's like here fighting. Okay, like I said, letting everybody have a say, and then like giving your turn to a friend to make them stop being sad. And then what happens to you? You don't get a turn. You don't get to have fun because you're too busy taking care of everyone else. Very ghetto if you ask me. Let me see what else comes through for you guys. What are people's, their person's favorite thing about my group 3 Space Spirit? Their favorite thing. We have Dead End. Very interesting. Okay, we have Bullseye. We have Choose Your Words Carefully. So this is funny because this card came through in group 1. And you could have been from group 1, but it wasn't resonating for you. Because when this card came out in group 1, I was like, it says choose your words carefully, but I don't think you guys choose your words carefully. You say whatever you want. You guys, you choose your words carefully. You don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. You keep a lot of things to yourself. And I don't know why that would be considered someone's favorite thing about you, because, excuse me, what do you mean? Here we have cut ties, though. We have persevere. So yeah, your people's favorite thing about you is that you persevere. You cut ties when necessary. I hope you cut ties when necessary. Okay? And your ability to move forward. The Five of Wands is sticking up for yourself, though. So you could be someone who sticks up for themselves with that strength card coming through here. But I feel like when it comes... Okay, here's how I'm feeling. When it comes to other people, I feel like you are very strict and like very reserved with your energy. But when it comes to people in your inner circle, family, friends, you love so hard and love so much. You just want to give them everything they could ever want at the expense of your own self. So, yes, you would usually, outer circumstances, like with people who aren't your friends and who don't know you, you would stake your claim, assert yourself, okay, stick up for yourself. You would choose your words carefully, all this kind of stuff. You know, you would persevere, you would cut ties with people who don't mean a lot to you. You have no problem doing that, but when it comes to people you do care a lot about, they have a tendency to kind of like take you for granted is what I'm getting. And it's like pissing me off. Because there's nothing I hate more than that. But you're also a whole grown human being. Like, I can't defend you unless you're going to defend yourself, guys. But anyway, Three of Swords, the worry, the stress, their favorite thing about you, I'm not sure. The way you care about a lot of things. Because when someone, like, is overthinking something, they obviously care a lot about it. And they're putting a lot of their energy into that thing. Their mental energy at that. And they love how you put your all into certain things. That's something their favorite thing, one of their favorite things about you. You could be physically strong here with the Strength card, but the Strength card is more symbolic of overcoming demons, you know? And that's something people favorite thing about you, that you overcome a lot of your demons, right? That you now want to kind of like stick up for the underdog. That you are a very emotionally regulated person, that you do choose your words carefully, okay? With this bullseye, it's kind of giving you work too much. You work too much. With the Eight of Swords, she's on her computer, and she's, like, burnt out. Her eyes are tired. She's like, ugh, oy vey, like, rubbing her inner temples, and just like, when am I going to be done? And, like, needing a relaxing moment is what's coming through with the Eight of Swords. But maybe the way you work, but you know, maybe you're tired sometimes, but you're still doing schoolwork, you're still going to work, you're still doing what you have to do. And that's people's favorite thing about you. Like, no matter what's going on around you or in your life, you still show up for people around you. Interesting. But this persevere, yeah, you don't stop, you don't give up. This dead end, I don't know what this means, honestly. Their favorite thing about you is a dead end. Maybe you have cut off this kind of behavior in other people, and that's something they admire about you as well. With this, that's their favorite thing about you, I guess you could say. Like, a dead end is like at the end of the road. There's nowhere else for you to go. So maybe you've like achieved something you wanted to achieve, and that's their favorite thing about you. Because the dead end is like, once you reach there, there's no like movement. You can't go up, you can't go around, you can't keep going. It's like a finisher. So you finish something in your life, maybe, and you can no longer move forward, and they like, what's this? This would not be envy, evil eye. Oh, I know y'all playing in my face. Look at this. We have envy and protection. I do believe you are the person who's protecting everyone around you. You're taking on most of the burdens and the spiritual attacks and all the mental that goes into, like, you know, protecting people around you, where it's just like, it becomes to be too much. Maybe you're really good at, you know, doing actual protection, like maybe even spells, or wearing protective, like, or charms or bracelets or necklaces or anklets or something like that. And you could be the person who's like very spiritually evolved, and you're out here doing all that spiritual warfare, like please God, protect my family, my friends, like, you know, put a light over them, an umbrella over them, protect their goings and comings. Like, I'm sounding like my grandma right now, bro. She be praying and going and going and going, and she don't stop. Like, that's that spiritual warrior type stuff, where you just know what to say and God is there listening, and it just flows so effortlessly off your tongue. There could be something here about you speaking a different language as well, but she be slipping into tongues, out of tongues. I'm like, grandma, please. Like, she just be going and going. She can go for hours. There's no stopping that lady. Once she starts her prayers, once she starts her hymns, and I just be so annoyed. I'm like, ugh. But I'm all about letting people express themselves. So one thing I'm going to do is put my headphones in and listen to something else. Because when I'm ready to start blasting my music and singing along, I don't want nobody telling me nothing. And I got to provide that same courtesy for everyone else in my life. Hey, you want to blast your songs when you're ready and sing on top of your lungs? Go off, queen. But I'm going to get my headphones and I don't want to hear nothing. Hush. Okay? That's me. So maybe you treat people very equally and fairly, right? It's like I can't possibly tell them to shut up when I'm blasting my music if I want to keep blasting my music, right? So maybe you are very just and very fair, you know? Let's keep going with the cards. Always compose yourself before giving a response. Yeah, people never see you like get out of hand and get crazy or go off your rocker. They've never seen you like truly break. And I'm hearing if they did, it would be like a sight to behold. We have slowness and we have protection coming through again. Wow. People's favorite thing about you is how they feel protected around you, okay? There can literally be something here about you being, like, spiritual boundaried up, okay? So you pray, you cleanse, you do all these things, right, to protect your essence, right, your spirit, that kind of thing. Your body, your mind, your soul. And they're like, you know what, I'm just cling on to them and do whatever they do, right? Because I know wherever they go, they're protected, so I'm going to be protected too, right? Or I feel safe with them, with the strength card being the first card coming out. It could mean physical strength. But I do believe the strength card also is about inner strength. So you can have the physical strength or you can have the emotional strength. Okay? Stop being a heifer, bro. Wrong with you? Oh my gosh. I just got the weirdest freaking message, guys. There's a song going around on social media, TikTok in particular, called Whim Whammy, okay? And I believe Lizzo did like a rendition, her own little rendition on the song. And I just heard, you can't even outdress my little boo-boo. Nana boo-boo. That is the funniest thing I've never in my life, okay? So maybe you dress really well, and people are like, oh, I can't even outdress my group ones. Oh my gosh. I'm not one, so sorry. I can't even outdress my group threes, right? Because she's like, you can't even outdress my little boo-boo, Nana boo-boo, right? So there can be something here about that, Nana boo-boo, playing, joking around, that kind of thing. Okay. You can't even outdress my little boo-boo. Here we have distance and journey. I am on my way. I can go the distance. I don't care someday. If I can be strong, I know every mile will be worth my while. I would go most anywhere to find where I belong. Interesting. Go the distance. Maybe you're the kind of friend that goes the distance and people appreciate that. I was about to say, why do we have protection again? I never put the card down, okay? So we have distance and we have journey. There's something very serene, very thoughtful, very deep, very thought-provoking about you guys. And that could be people's favorite thing about you as well, your depth, okay? Because then we have the big sea turtle whose depths are under sea, okay? Here we have old woman, sadness, female. This is kind of coming through in the Eight of Swords, right? Kind of coming through in the Eight of Swords, sadness and females. You could be someone like very sad, and you could deal with chronic sadness, right? There's a song called Chronic Sadness. I think that could also be tied to like depression and stuff like that. Or I'm hearing some kind of disorder. I was just getting very specific messages. Hold on. I'm trying to see if I can look it up or I'm just hearing things. Like I kind of like, I don't know how long I was quiet for, but I went into like a dissociative state. Like I said, I was getting into in the group, in the beginning of the group. And there was like something that I was hearing. I can't properly explain it, so I'll just move on. Okay, so we have mountain, we have challenges and acceptance or achievements. So things you have overcome. And I just heard look up to the ceiling. Oh, I'm hearing things. Maybe I can hear stuff, child, because I feel like I'm going a little crazy in this group right now. Like, I'm pausing, and I don't know how long I'm pausing for. I'm, like, going into, like, a trance-like state, and then coming back, and I'm like, wait, what did I just hear? And I know I heard something and saw something, but I can't remember exactly what it was. This is very interesting, guys, okay? We're gonna try to shake it off, okay? Here we have horse, freedom, and action. I wasn't really getting much about this in your readings. I don't know what it could mean. I guess perseverance, not really giving up. Their favorite thing about you. Yeah, your achievements are the favorite thing about you, and as well as your challenges, okay? That's what's coming through. You're also like currently in the process of going through a glow up, or you already have gone through a glow up. Because the one thing I always notice about this mountains and challenges card is that she's levitating off the ground and there's a glow around her, so it kind of gives a glow up since she's levitating, right? Wink, wink, shove, shove. Oh boy, I can't. I'm sorry. And then we have freedom and action, someone who can't be tamed, someone who can't be tied down. Maybe you're the queen of like cutting people off, because we have cut ties here, we have dead end. I do feel like when you think a relationship is over, you definitely cut the ties with the person. And you don't hold on and you don't cling like some people would, which is why you're oh boy. Guys, I'm hearing things. I just heard that's why your mascara lasts all day. That is not what I meant to say. Yeah, I'm going a little crazy, guys, here. Okay, I'm gonna try to end y'all reading early, because what the heck was that? And that's why your mascara lasts all day. That could be someone's favorite thing about you. Anywho, let's keep going. You would have really nice hair. That's coming through for you. Or a mane, I guess. Two of the girls in the cards have bangs, so that could be something coming through for you guys. People's like favorite thing about you is your bangs, not the bangs. The bangs, the bangs, yes, the bangs. Okay, let's get some dice. Is that all we're going to be getting here? There's something here about you being reserved, if I haven't said it already, because the way the sun is setting on this ocean card, for divine, I mean the distance and journey, there's something here about that giving way to the sun setting on something. I also just heard 9 to 5, so maybe your day job could be something people find favorable about you. That's their favorite thing about you, your job. 3, please. Here we have Cancer. So yeah, your heart is very big and it cares a lot about people, which is something that keeps coming through. We have South Nodes. You could have a past life here with someone, or your South Node could be very important to discovering your new career. Here we have 9th house. Ninth house is about wisdom, about knowledge, living through experience or learning through experience. That's what it is. So you moved around a little bit. You've learned some things from here. You've learned some things from there. It's kind of like a little bit of like a jack of all trades, if you will, because you've learned a bunch of different things from different places. Or the people in your life have. This is very weird. You could be like, your father or your husband or your brother or whatever, or even your sister, your mother, your cousin, whatever. They're all very handy with a tool. Cause I just heard like 9 to 5 and I saw like a toolbox. Maybe you're good with tools. You're good at building stuff. So that's something that people like, bring over to your house. But I'm hearing like a zzz of like a saw or something. And that's like what you use to like screws in. Okay. Very interesting energy coming through for your reading. People's favorite thing about you. This is actually not even 9th house. It is 6th house. I'm bugging. But I do believe it was 9th house when I turned it over. It was like just a 6th house, like right there. Oh, what's her thing about you? We have sixth house coming through. Okay, guys, I feel like I'm going a little crazy. I swear, I don't know if I said it or if I picked up this one here and said it's actually sixth house and not ninth house, forgetting that we had ninth house come out. Like, I'm dissociating so bad in this reading. I need to hurry up and finish because I don't know what's going on right now. But I'm like, wait, we have sixth house again? And it's like, no, we have the ninth house and we have the sixth house come through. But I promise I remember saying it wasn't the. Oh, I'm going crazy, guys. Okay, whew. We have Cancer. What I love most about you. Your caring, loving nature. I'm hearing your home. What do they call your bedside manners? What's coming through? So when people are hurting and they need help, you're there helping them. Boom. We have South Node, which is past life energy. It's past energy. So maybe overcoming your past could be coming through as well. Which is tying into that challenges and achievements. Ninth house is Sag energy. It's also traveling. It's also wisdom. It's also overseas travel. So there could be something here about you having a lot of that and you teaching others a lot about that. Or always come home with treats, gifts, something. Whenever you want, you come from a trip, people loving it, okay? 69, that could be something that people are their favorite thing about you. So when you guys indulge in that position, if you were more than friends. Because I promise you, that's what the Cancer sign looks like right here. When I'm watching it, this is facing me and so is this. So it's like giving 69, you know? Anyway. Sixth house, your everyday routine, your work routine, your job could be important. And I think that's where I came back when I would dissociate. I'm like, people love your job, what you do for a living, how you help people. That sixth house energy, your everyday routine, that kind of thing. We have Neptune here, so yeah, you could definitely dissociate, daydream, get lost a lot when you're around people. And they're kind of like, are you okay? And you're like, yeah, I'm fine. And you were like completely like gone for a few minutes. I'm like, what just happened? What did you just say? That really just came to me, and it's just like, wow. Interesting. And then we have Cancer coming through again. So yeah, the way you care for other people, because Cancer is kind of like a mothering energy. I also heard monitoring spirit. So there could be people around you watching you, your every move, so be careful with that as well. That's coming through. And that's just, yes! That is this envy and protection. You have monitoring spirits. And that's why I've heard that so many times, but I didn't understand exactly what it meant until I was watching like TikTok. And one of my mutuals on TikTok is a tarot reader that I used to watch all the time on YouTube, Tame Mystical Mermaid. And she was doing a reading. See, now I feel like more alive. I don't know what happened. I had like a flat line right there, guys. I don't know what happened, but I feel like I'm more, Whew, boy. Thank God for that, because that was crazy. Yeah, that could be a thing for you guys. I don't know what specific disorder, like, dissociating comes with, whether it's anxiety, depression, BPD. I'm not 100% sure. I'm sure there are more, but I dissociated so hard there. That could be something that happens to you quite a lot. You, like, blink and like 5 minutes have passed. You don't even know where you were, what happened, but I feel like I'm back online now. You go offline a little bit, okay? That's that Neptune 12th house energy coming through, where it's all about addictions, traumas, the mind, the psyche, that kind of stuff. All those things are coming through. That could be people's favorite thing about you. You could dive into those things. You could be the people or the person who talks about those things, because those things are very important to talk about. No one's perfect. People do struggle and have problems, and that, those kinds of stuff. Those are things you talk about, right? And teach people, because we have the ninth house as well coming through here, okay? You could also have a job in that, helping people with those kinds of things. So when your friends are feeling some kind of way, they know who to come to ask for some kind of advice, right? But I was watching TikTok, Tame Mystical Mermaid, and she was explaining what a monitoring spirit was. And I'm like, I've heard that before. What does it actually mean? It's people in your life who are just watching everything you do. And like, they don't even have to be wishing you bad, but their eyes are so heavy on you. They're watching your every move. They want to know everything that you're doing, right? And that's a monitoring spirit. It could take the form of a negative person who is trying to wish you bad on your life. It could even take the form of someone who's wishing you well, but they're too invested in your life, you know? And they become a monitoring spirit. They're trying to monitor you. Oh, what did she do now? Where is she going now? Da 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 da. Like that kind of stuff. You could even be that person for people. You can kind of like monitor them and make sure they're okay and check in on them, and that could be something coming through as well. Take what resonates for you. But I think I'm going to leave your reading right here before I go blank again. I hope this reading resonated. That's what people like their favorite things about you, I guess. If you feel called to another group, go watch another group, okay? Because a lot of these or a few of these cards came through another group. But I hope this reading resonated. If it did, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the tribe. We'd love to have you. If you would ever like to book a personal reading with me, you would always get in contact with me using my email in the description box below. But I hope you're having a beautiful, wonderful day whenever you're watching this reading. And as always, I will see you gorgeous people in the next one. Mwah. Bye.